President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi reiterated the Egyptian condemnation to the attacks on the Arab states and the rejection to any encroachment on their sovereignty or the people's potentials. Over a phone call that he received from the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez on the current regional escalations, the President reviewed the Egyptian efforts to put an end to the war. The President asserted the importance of the joint international and the regional efforts to achieve this end in order to avoid further regional instability or disruption to the global oil and energy markets. The presidential spokesman said that the Spanish Prime Minister expressed appreciation to the Egyptian role in supporting the stability in the Middle East. The phone call also tackled the overall bilateral relations, with President al-Sisi hailing the growing relations that were upgraded to the level of the partnership in 2025 to reflect the deep historical ties and usher in a future of fruitful cooperation in transport, trade and investment.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the Central Bank Governor Hassan Abdullah on the latest economic developments. During the meeting, President al-Sisi directed to enhance economic incentives to benefit from the opportunities available for the private sector, contribute to push economic growth, increase investment flows, and provide the financial requirements needed for development nationwide. The meeting also tackled the ongoing preparations for Egypt's hosting of the 33rd annual meeting of the African Export-Import Bank AfricSeam 2026, due to be held on June the 21st and until the 24th. The governor noted that Egypt hosting the event is a key drive for African integration amid the mounting uncertainty and switching dynamics of the global economy. The meeting touched on a number of topics pertaining to the performance of the national economy in this period.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati hailed the notable progress of the bilateral ties with Morocco, saying that he looks forward to further promoting them to partnership in different fields. The minister made these remarks as he met the Moroccan Minister for Foreign Affairs and the African Cooperation, Nasser Bourita. The top diplomats exchanged key points of view on the current military escalation in the region, with Abdullah reviewing the Egyptian efforts in coordination with the regional and the international partners for closing ranks among the warring parties in order to prevent the region from sliding into a wider conflict. The meeting also tackled the latest developments of the other regional crises, including the Palestinian cause and the situations in Libya and Sudan.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Egyptians Abroad Badr Abdulati received phone calls from his German and Canadian counterparts to discuss the latest regional developments and efforts for de-escalation. Abdulati reviewed Egypt's intensified efforts for regional and international partners to hold the current military escalation and study the proposed ceasefire plan with the aim of preventing the region from sliding into comprehensive chaos. The calls also touched on the economic fallout of the conflict, with Egypt's top diplomats saying that the diplomatic path is a necessity to contain the dangerous developments in the region and maintain its security and stability.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and the Egyptians Abroad Badr Abdulati met the Estonian Parliament Speaker as part of the official visit to Egypt. Egypt's top diplomats stressed the necessity of building on the distinguished ties and push forward the bilateral cooperation in different fields, especially in the trade and investment fields. The meeting also focused on the unfolding conditions in the region, including the Palestinian cause, Lebanon and Sudan, with Abdullah reviewing the Egyptian efforts to restore calm and contain the current escalation. The Estonian top lawmaker, meanwhile, expressed appreciation for the Egyptian constructive role in the Middle East security and stability, as well as that of the world. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the visiting Moroccan Prime Minister Aziz Akhanouche co-chaired the first round of meetings of the joint Egyptian-Moroccan coordination and the follow-up committee, which began today.
The two sides witnessed the signing of a number of cooperation deals in various fields.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the Moroccan head of government Aziz Akhanouche on Monday witnessed the signing of a series of agreements and memoranda of understanding across multiple sectors aimed at boosting bilateral ties between the two countries. The signing ceremony took place at the government headquarters in the new capital, marking the conclusion of the first session of the Egyptian-Moroccan Joint Coordination and the follow-up committee held in Cairo. Among the agreements signed was an industrial cooperation protocol between the Egyptian and the Moroccan governments, signed by the Egyptian Minister of Industry Khalid Hashim and Morocco's Minister of Industry and Trade Riyad Mazzour. A cooperation agreement in the field of youth was signed by the Minister of Youth and Sports Gohar Nabil and Morocco's Minister of Youth, Culture and Communication Mohammed Mehdi bin Said, who also signed the Memorandum of Understanding and an executive program for cooperation in the cultural sphere with the Egyptian Minister of Culture Jihan Zeki. The deals also included the implementation of the joint cooperation projects in the domains of investments, agriculture, fisheries, rural development and water. Meanwhile, two agreements were also signed in the financial domain, covering mutual administrative assistance in customs matters and avoiding double taxation and preventing tax evasion on the income taxes. The agreements were signed by the Finance Minister Ahmed and Morocco's Minister of Economy and Finance Nadia Fattah. Additionally, several cooperation documents were signed, including the Memoranda of Understanding between the Egyptian Diplomatic Studies Institute and the Moroccan Diplomatic Academy, cooperation in housing, electricity and renewable energy, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, as well as tourism. These were signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and the Egyptian expatriates, Badr Abdelati, and Morocco's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Nasser Bourita. Prime Minister Madbouli and the Moroccan counterpart Aziz Akhanouche further signed the minutes of the first session of the Egyptian-Moroccan Joint Coordination and Follow-up Committee. Earlier, the Premier received the Moroccan head of government at the Cairo International Airport at the start of the official visit to Egypt. An official reception ceremony had taken place upon arrival, attended by the Investment and Foreign Trade Minister Mohammed Farid and Morocco's ambassador to Cairo. Egypt's stock market indices collectively went up in the trading session after selective purchasing operations by the local investment funds and the Arab investors had reached higher rates. The benchmark EGX 30 index gained 0.79% to close at 47,651.58 points. The EGX 70 index for the small and medium businesses also added 0.38% to close at 12,895.32 points. And the broader EGX 100 index also gained 0.45% to close at 17,898.2 points. The market capitalization gained 32 billion pounds to close at 3,364 billion pounds amid transactions of about 76 billion pounds.